Hey guys, welcome back to the Growers Corner. So this video, I wanted to take some time and kind of finish up our discussion from earlier in the week where we talked about clones and what they have to do with indoor and outdoor in that discussion. And so I wanted to take some time to talk about what is a clone, what makes a good clone, and how to take a good clone. So let's kind of dive into it, shall we? What is a clone? A clone is a small cutting from a mature adult female cannabis plant, and you take that cutting and root it in a rooting compound, place it in a growing medium, and it will grow. Now, the understanding or the idea behind it is that because it's already been sexed and is now a female, any cutting that you take from that plant will also be female. And so now you don't have to grow it from seed, you don't have to take the time to sex it out, and you can simply just propagate numbers, right? So now that we know what a clone is, let's talk about the correct way to take a clone, right? Well, when you take a clone, you are generally taking the top portion of the growth, not a lower portion of branch, but the top growing new growth portion of branch that has new nodes and new growth coming in between the internodal branches, okay? Now, you generally want to take a clone between 4 to 6 inches. I found works best. Any shorter than that, and they don't have enough internodes, there's not enough leaf growth, they kind of get shaded by taller clones, they just have a hard time reproducing roots. Taller than that, and you run into the same risk. The rooting medium, the peat moss cubes and or rock wool cubes are not necessarily big enough to hold enough water to sustain a larger 8-10 foot tall clone, and they have a real hard time. They're constantly drooping. You run into leaves yellowing out because they're not getting enough nutrients, etc., etc., etc. So generally speaking, I try to keep them between 4 to 6 inches, and you want to take it at a 45 degree angle, okay? And once you've put it in your root compound, you immediately stick it into medium that you're going to grow it in. If it's not immediately going to go into the rooting compound and then into the medium, stick it in a jar of water. You want to limit the amount of oxygen getting into the phloem and the surrounding tissue to cause oxidation and death. Okay? Now that we know how to take a good clone, what makes a good clone, right? Generally speaking, I like the top shoots the best. I don't necessarily like to take internodal growth that comes out. You can take those clones and they will grow uniformly and they do look normal, but it's just they don't seem to be the most durable, if you will, and or the fastest growing. When I take them strictly tops, from the tippy tips of all the branches, a couple of things happen. One, they're the most dominant growth, they're the most rigorous growth, and they're the best looking clones, obviously. But more importantly, rather than taking the internodal growth clones, when you take the top clones, it allows that mother to fill that top space back in with all that internodal growth. So as soon as you take those tops away, in a few days, the internodes have grown up and created a new top or a new canopy, and now you're working on the next batch of clones. So it allows you to take them quicker, the mother plants regenerate faster, all of those things. All right, guys, well, this is going to be the last video until after the holidays, so I just wanted to take some time right here at the end to wish everyone a happy holidays. Be safe out there, let's have some fun, and let's connect and talk to old friends and family that we haven't seen in a while and reminisce about the year. That's what the holidays are for. That's what the holidays are all about, right? All right, guys, until next time. This is the Grower's Corner.